some rocky as they swing around the corner and straighten up for the final run in. Around the turn and into the straight, and it's one Liu who brings them into the home straight by a margin of about 3.5 lengths in front of Ansaldo is in hot pursuit. Behind them comes the next is Toronero. For the back is Top Dancer, and on the outside is Lysergas, but it's only you still has that momentum almost about 3.5 lengths in front of Ansaldo, and for the back is Toronero on the outside, but only you now still kicking on gamely, and it looks like he's going to wrap up this race well in a long way. They're almost about 6-7 lengths in front. It's only you who's going to lift the first race.
Welcome to the Horsepower Feeds Winners Circle, Mr. Padmanabhan. You and Salman Khan have been partnering really well in these start-to-finish tactics, I must say.
I think so. Salman has learnt how to ride in front, which is quite good. And this is a very well-bred filly. She's just coming right. So I think she has got more races in store.
Sir said me, go front. If a horse going front means make your own pace. On stride, do your best, like that he said. And if you said second, third, just wait then only. On stride, do your best, like that. So thank you so much for Tina. Good horse. He gave me a good race.
They're traveling towards the 550 meters. It's ALbinus, about 3 parts of a length to the better of Angel Bliss. Just in behind that in striking position is Domingo. They've got about 500 meters to travel. It's Angel Bliss in the center, by about half, 3/4 of a length to the better of ALbinus. In behind that is Domingo, racing inside the final 300 meters. It's Angel Bliss, just the leader, about half a length to the better of Domingo. On the inside is ALbinus, racing inside the final 100 meters. It's ALbinus from Domingo. It's ALbinus from Domingo. ALbinus from Domingo. ALbinus about half in front of Domingo. ALbinus holds on from Domingo.
Got a good jump, he got a nice position. I was worried if he's going a bit too fast early, but he judged it quite well. And I mainly thought he would probably blow up at the end. He came from Uti, he's only done a couple of works, one gate. So I thought he might be a bit short of fitness, but his ability's been good. He's working excellently.
मैम ये चेन्नई में तो इसका जैसा डेब्यू रन था, बट वापस बेंगलोर आके फर्स्ट टाइम ये रन कर रहा था, और मेरा यही था कि बस जंप लेके, क्योंकि वाइड ड्रॉ था, जंप लेके मैं जितना सेफ हो इतना ग्राउंड पहले कवर करके बैठेंगे, और स्टेट में वापस घोड़े ने रिस्पांस दिया अच्छा और जीता। मैन जब घोड़ा आया है बाहर साइड से तो फिर वापस रिस्पांस दिया घोड़े ने।
Second, Mystic Eye in third. Kensington Court is in fourth. Behind them is Golden Vision. Not far behind is Alberetta. Silver Dews now drop back to run. Second last, and running last at the stage is Harmonia as they begin to negotiate the bend and straighten for the final run. And they are homeward bound. Eternal Princess is the one which brings them into the home straight by a margin of almost a length and a quarter from Lotte Brennan. Kensington Court is the one which is starting to bridge the gap on the outside, coming with trailing strides. And behind them comes the next is Mystic Eye with Alberetta. It is the one which has been produced on the wide outside, but inside the final 100 meters, it's a ding-dong battle between Kensington Court and Eternal Princess. Kensington Court from Eternal Princess, but Kensington Court is the winner of the Dr. K. M. Srinivas Gowda Memorial Trophy.
She's jumping like a 7-furlong horse now, but she's settling much better. But she's very quick to get back into position, so that's what Trevor did. He used that and came and sat in position. But these boys, they need to kind of maintain straight course, you know. It's so sad. What if she had lost? She was a hot favorite. Anyway, so he pushed her out, and Trevor was very patient, very nice. He waited, he came back very smoothly, came well into the straight, and then he picked her up gradually and then put the pressure and timed his run really super. And that same boy was trying to come out again in the straight, you know, last, and he, you know, covered that gap and kept her in. So we're lucky.
I agree, that was a really good ride by Trevor. Now, we've been having this ongoing discussion about the mindset of a horse. What was Kensington Court's mindset today?
No, I mean, she is that kind of a filly, you know. She's very apprehensive of everything, anything new. So now she's maturing. The previous time she found herself in the center of the track, so she, you know, got a little bit phased, and then probably you lose your concentration even for a little bit, and then you're lost half length, three-quarter length, you know, it's so close. So today, Trevor kept that in mind and kept her just next to that horse so that she knows that she has to beat the other one, and she did it.
By a margin of almost a length in front of Multifaceted. Joining up on the outside is Enigma as they straighten up for the final run, and they are well over into the straight. 400 to travel. The running of the Bangalore City Sprint Championship Gold Cup Gr.3. Multifaceted down the center with a sheepskin noseband. Shoots through to take it up by about a length and a quarter. Enigma on for hot pursuit on the outside. Golden Oaks in third. But as they enter the final 100 meters, Multifaceted still shown the day in light by about a length in front, and now quickening well to almost 2.5, and going to win the Bangalore City Sprint Championship Gold Cup.
Welcome to the Horsepower Feeds Winner's Circle. Darius, what are you feeling right now? Relief, joy, excitement?
Only relief. Whenever the horse gets beat or runs a bad race, I think it's my fault. Nothing wrong with the horse. The horse is a very genuine and superb horse. So I blame myself whenever he gets beat. So I'm relieved that I've done him well and he's come out and won nicely.
Certainly done him well. He's still 16 kgs over his last win in Chennai. And I think the previous run just sharpened him up a little bit.
Yeah, it did sharpen him up a little bit. But you see, when horses get older, they do put on a little bit of more weight. So his racing weight would be about another 5-6 kilos lower than this. But you must remember that Chennai was the fag end of the season and he has had a lot of racing before that. So by the time he comes, the Sprinter Cup comes along, he will lose a bit of weight. But may not be as low as Chennai, but he would be about 5-6 kilos lighter. His program is to race very sparingly. He'll come out now in November. So he'll have a race maybe in November, December, a race Jan, and then the Sprinter. So he'll have 5 races in the whole calendar year. And that was his plan. And we are hoping to go for a third because I don't think anybody has won a third Sprinters. So we're hoping to go for a third, but it all depends on the horse. If the horse shows any signs of fatigue or any signs of slowing down, the horse comes first.
Yeah, definitely is a good horse. So it looks good. And he's a genuine horse. He's an older horse. He's more mature than anyone in the field. So it becomes more easy for a rider to ride him. He's become more cool and calmer, you know, as he's getting older and smarter. I think so he's not enjoying the track, monsoon track, as much. He likes the winter, faster track because he's a really fast animal. And especially this sharp bends is not suiting him. I hope he comes back to his Sprinters form and wins the Sprinters Cup again.
Running fourth at the stage is Colonel Harty. See My Heels comes in next in improving positions is Siege Perilous. On the outside is Katana. They're well bunched up, 450 meters to travel. It's Millbrook now covered on the outside by Garamond. Another 2.5 lengths behind is Siege Perilous. On the outside is See My Heels. Racing inside the final 250 meters. It's Siege Perilous on the outside. Garamond in the center. These two are fighting it out. Racing inside the final 150 meters. It's Siege Perilous who's out in front by 3 lengths in front of Garamond. Siege Perilous is going to win the 5th race, about 3 lengths in front of Garamond. Millbrook has just finished out of See My Heels.
Class is class, like I always had high hopes on him, and he's just proving to be a good horse now. And I was a little confused about his distance. He works well over a longer trip, but didn't seem too happy when I ran him over 2,000 meters. I thought the right thing to shift him over to 7 furlong, and he proved me right.
So are you going to stick with this distance?
I'll probably stick with the 7 and mile, not more than that, because I think he's too big a horse, and I doubt his staying ability.
Trainer told me she's a big he's big mid horse, you stay out of the trouble, but everything has happened to me only, so I met a lot of interference, so I didn't panic myself. I just gave a chance to relax him second last wherever. Turning home, I just pulled her up, went hands and just kept going and won very comfortably then. So until if you jockey shows to the horse your panic, obviously the horse will going to give up. The moment you give more confidence to the horse, then the horse will give any part of the race. You just you have to niggle him and just let him go, and he just kept galloping at the end.
Amberley is improved to run 4th. Just in behind that is Nicolina. Followed next in the field by Princess Jasmine. Anakin comes in next. On the outside is the Strength. 450 meters to travel. It's Yukan, just the leader from Amberley. Another length and a half behind. On the inside is Baltimore. Followed next in the field by Nicolina. Racing inside the final 250 meters. It's Yukan, about 3 parts of a length to the better of Amberley in second. On the outside, coming up with a good run is Nicolina. Racing inside the final 100 meters. It's Yukan from Baltimore. On the outside is Nicolina. Yukan wins it pillar to post, about 2 lengths in front of Nicolina.
So basically, like I said, I've always felt that he's needed a little longer, and he's not shown that turn of foot in work. So we were just experimenting and trying to run him longer than 7. Unfortunately, we couldn't. His last start, though he's about 8.5 or 7.5 or 8.5 lengths behind Nicolina, we thought it was a very suggestive race. And actually, Akshay suggested that we should run back, try him over a 6, and then chalk his program or think about his future races and distances from this race. So that's what we did. Unfortunately, he chose the wrong horse. You can't blame him because Nicolina had beaten us in the 7 by quite a lot of, by many lengths. So you can't blame him for not choosing this horse.
A major reversal of form there, and when you have Yukan in your name, you can always do it.
No, now his name is changed. I can.
lengths behind is Marco Polo. Russian Romance is another length behind as the field begin to negotiate the bend and straighten up for the final run-in. Round the turn and into the straight, Mrs. Thatcher brings them into the home straight by a margin of almost 2.5 lengths in front of Lightning Flame. Divya Shakti. Adela is the one which is in fourth at the stage. Behind them is Lau. For the back, another length and a quarter behind is Russian Romance. But inside the final 200 meters, and it's Mrs. Thatcher in the center of the track, has an upper hand by about 2.5 in front. In second is Divya Shakti, and for the back is Adela starting to make his run on the outside, but inside the final 50 meters, Mrs. Thatcher is going to lift the Comanche plate from Adela finishing on second.
She is winning a race in B class, which is the lowest class. She is a great looker, but she is by Arazan, she lacks the ability and she struggles in this class. Anyway, we will see where we go from here.
First of all, I want to thank the trainer, Padmanaban sir and Sharmila ma'am for giving me this opportunity. And I got this ride very luckily. This was someone else's ride, but he got medically unfit. So fortunately, I got this ride. And boss just gave me simple instructions: hit the front or sit second, and just do your best in the straight. Try to win the race, and I won it. I'm very happy to win for a big stable like Padmanaban sir's. It's a great feeling. Fortunately, just day before yesterday, I canted this filly. That was the first time I sat on her, and I think it was meant to be that I got the ride.